Good evening. If you thought the Penguins' opening round series with Columbus would be a breeze, well, guess again. After dropping Game 2 in overtime, the Pens headed to Nationwide Arena for Game 3. Allie Williams, this has been her kingdom, and she puts on every night for a town, a team, and a dream. Pirates putting the magic wand back on the shelf. Wandy Rodriguez placed on the disabled list today. They're calling it knee inflammation. He has a team-high 7.65 ERA. The Sound Tigers wrapped up their first three-game weekend on Sunday at Webster Bank Arena with a 4-3 overtime victory over the Springfield Falcons. According to NBC News, Zanaev remained reactionless when the verdict was handed down at 3:30 p.m. by U.S. District Judge George O'Toole. And for Bridgeport, the power play has been a force of late. The Sound Tigers are best in the East on the man advantage at 28%, and Ryan Pullock has been tremendous for Brent Thompson's club. One of the city's teams is stealing national headlines. The New York Cosmos are breaking international barriers as One World Sports announced the Cosmos will be traveling to Havana to take on the Cuban national team on June 2nd. Good evening. The injury bug continues to bite the Pirates. Charlie Morton sidelined on the 15-day DL with right hip inflammation. Infielder Brent Morrow will take his place on the 25-man roster. It's not as easy as it looks. It's pretty hard, actually. But someone that makes it look really easy, Gabby Washington of the women's basketball team. Coming up next on Sports Buzz, the Cinderella run hasn't been the same for the Yukon Huskies. Could a win over Tulane change their fortune? Shaking the mold of Pennsylvania high school gymnastics is Nia Romanowitz, a senior standout at Altoona Area High School. With a tradition-rich gymnastics program, Nia shares a bond in the sport with someone very close to her, her mother, Tanya.
It's actually pretty awesome that my mom is there for me for gymnastics because she understands it. She's been through it all the practices, all the competitions and stuff.
I mean, since she was a baby, I've been a coach here at the Y, and I'd bring her in her car seat, and she was always in the gym, so she was always around it, so I think she just kind of developed the love for it.
With both heavily involved in the sport, the two rarely seem to butt heads. Instead, there is nothing but mutual respect and constant support.
Now, I competed all around. She specializes on beam and floor, and she puts, as much time as somebody else puts into 4 events in a practice, she puts into 2. So she really perfects those 2 events.
The fact that she's competed, knows how it goes, and then can teach that to me, and I can carry that out, I think that's awesome.
Even with the torch being passed from mother to daughter as the face of Altoona gymnastics, the similarity in style and attitude carried over as well.
Tanya was a hard worker. She worked hard, and it was a pleasure to work with Tanya, and it's a pleasure to work with Nia. She's a hard worker also. She focuses on what she needs to focus on.
We're sort of the same, I think, because beam was her specialty and beam's my sort of specialty, and that was our favorite event.
We really attack and give 100% in what we do. I mean, I had judges back then tell me that, like I had the highest leaps and jumps out of everybody, and if you watch Nia compared to the other girls, she's the same way. She knows that that's what it takes to go, that next step to have that big routine and the big score. Back in the heyday of Altoona gymnastics, Tanya Romanowitz was about as good as it gets. She was the 1984 District 6 all-around champion and went on to great success as a national champion at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. 30 years later, it's her daughter Nia looking to recapture some of that District 6 magic.
I want to qualify for states in beam and floor, and if I could possibly do all around, that'd be awesome for my senior year.
Do you think it's possible for her to win districts?
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's possible.
We typically judge athletes on accolades and awards. However, demonstrating hard work, humility, and the love for the sport, that will get you on the podium. And sharing that with someone you love, that's just as good as getting gold. With Sports Buzz, Luke Hetrick. Down 2-0 early and 3-1 in the third, it finally all comes together. Paul Martin's shot is redirected in by Brandon Sutter, crashing the cage like Shark Week. 1 minute later, it's Lee Stepniak. He goes hard and beats Sergei Bobrovsky, and all of a sudden, it is deadlocked. Later on in the third, Olli Mata's shot is redirected in by Jussi Jokinen. The connection makes it 4-3 Pens. They outshoot Columbus 41-20, but last chance for the Blue Jackets. Brandon Dubinsky comes down. The poke check by Marc-Andre Fleury. The Pens go on to steal one on the road. 4-3 your final. Arizona beginning their march to the Final Four with a showdown with Texas Southern. First half, Pac-12 Freshman of the Year Stanley Johnson showing off why with a 3. Being 7 feet has its perks. Caleb Tarczewski showing off why. The big man throw down inside. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, he is not 7 feet, but he can do things like that. Here's a guy that does not skip leg day clearly. Kadunkin at the rim. And Stanley Johnson putting an exclamation mark down with a thunderous baseline throwdown. And here comes the exclamation mark of the first half. TJ McConnell gets it at the buzzer. Wildcats 21-point lead going into the break. Second half, much of the same. Pitt game going strong. Here's Stanley Johnson. Smooth like butter. And then he says, I'm changing my name to Stanley Yelnats because I'm finding the hole. The 3-ball from the corner, 22 for him. Arizona cruises 93-72.
Bucks hosting the Reds, who have lost 7 of their last 9. They could use a big night from newly acquired Ike Davis. How's that doing for you? A grand slam, putting some stank on it, Ike. 4-2 Bucks in the bottom of the 4th. Hey, welcome to Pittsburgh, man. But the bullpen lets it down again. 5-4 Reds, bottom 8. Don't worry, the MVP's to the rescue. Andrew McCutchen, a solo shot, ties it at 5 in the bottom of the 8th. On to the 9th inning now. Same score. Neil Walker, a bloop shot. Brandon Phillips can't get it. Russell Martin charging home. The throw by Jay Bruce is on target, but Devin Mesoraco can't handle it. The Bucks win in walk-off fashion, 6-5 over Cincinnati. Curve starting a 3-game series tonight with the Senators and having no trouble getting Blake Schwartz early. 1 run already. Here's Willie Garcia popping out to right, but Hopper Grandpa, hot, hot, hot. Hot potato. Justin blocks him, drops it. 2 runs come around to score. Curve up 3-0. Next batter, Elias Diaz. The bloop single drives in another run. It's 4-0 Curve. Diaz batting a baseball high. Majors and minors 474. To the 3rd then, it's Willie Garcia again. This time, nothing special. It's a legit base knockout, tune-up 6-0. The Curve get back on track with a 10-1 win over Harrisburg.
The best, though, in the Metro, Quinnipiac looking to stay undefeated in conference play. The dynamic duo of Samantha Guastalla and Jasmine Martin also looking to extend their win streak to 10 games, but they would have to face off against an upstart Rider team looking to spring the upset. Theme for the day, play for Kay. Kay Yao, the former NC State coach who passed away after a lengthy battle with breast cancer. Look, the color may have been pink, but the Bobcats come out red hot. Here's Boo Apshire finding Nicolai Ostergaard in transition. She says, I must break you. And then it's Val Driscoll, gets position, can't get it to go, but Guastalla there to clean up the rebound. And then Driscoll, she's working in the post, feed the big girl. She gets it, lays it in. Quinnipiac jumps out to a quick 8-2 lead. Here's a good problem to have as a coach. Your starting 5 gets tired, bring in 5 more. The gold rush comes in, and they pick up right where the starters left off. Here's Adley Martucci, a little shoulder lean, gets it to go in the lane. And then Maria Napolitano says, give me some of that. Step back, the 2-step for 3, one of her back-to-back triples. Coach Fabry's like, girls, not enough. I want more. Luke, we need to run the score up. Come on, what do we got to do? And Boo Apshire is like, Coach, I'm your 4-year starting point guard. I know what I'm doing. Call the Windex girl. She's shining glass. Bank is open, and the foul. And then what Beyonce is to Destiny's Child, Samantha Guastalla is to Quinnipiac. She gets the 3 there. She had a game-high 15. Quinnipiac stays perfect and extends the streak with a 96-54 win over Rider. Ladies on hand at DeGaulle Arena. Sacred Heart looking to knock off St. Francis. Good start. Hannah Kimmel, how is this even fair? The step-back rainbow 3, 3 of her 26 also had 23 rebounds to go with that. St. Francis, though, would respond, you got to guard the nation's leading scorer, ladies. Alexa Hayward, 3 of her 33, keeping St. Francis in it. But Sacred Heart would respond. Adacia Williams, the nice drive and kick. G-Unit, Gabby Washington, fancy layup. Sacred Heart rolling. St. Francis would answer. Late in the half, Aisha Brock from way downtown cuts the lead to 4. But let me just tell you something. These girls out here playing checkers. Katie Shepard out here playing chess. The long distance dish to Adacia Williams. Pioneers go on to win. They complete the season sweep 101-90 over St. Francis.